So we're here with Rebecca's parents, and I just wanted to ask, what are your thoughts on learning RX and how Rebecca has improved? Just give us a little bit of feedback on what, really, why did you bring her here, and what's different from when she came to now?
Okay. We brought her here because she's diagnosed with ADHD and anxiety/depression.
Okay.
So she was really struggling in school. We've all throughout her schooling, we've always had issues with behavior, not necessarily grades, but definitely behavior and social skills. And matter of fact, it was funny because Learning RX used to be next to where she took Taekwondo, and it was just one of those bad days, and I parked to go pick her up, and I looked over at the Learning RX sign, which I saw every day when I picked her up, and I actually just sat for a moment and I read what it said, and it said that it could help students with ADHD. And I was at a point where she has a therapist, she has a psychiatrist, and I didn't know what else to do. And I thought, well, let me go in and see what this is about. And when I talked to Learning RX, it just seemed like this was an opportunity to see if this was the last puzzle piece to help with all of her issues. And so I mean, I guess for me as a parent, it's the same thing as like if somebody that you're with all the time changes, and somebody you haven't seen in a while, you notice change a lot more
sooner.
Okay, so for me, there was always a frustration because of her behavior, her attitude, or a crying issue. So it was harder for me to see that difference. But looking at the test results, you could see there was a difference.
I see what you're saying.
And after listening to what Kristen said and you said, I can see that difference. It's easier to get along, She also happened to have a great teacher for fourth grade that really helped along the way.
Yes. And she's now going to the fifth at this point.
Fifth grade. And anyway, I feel like she's now on the right track.
Yeah. How did she like coming to brain training?
Yeah, she always loved it. Matter of fact, she went back to her old habit of the minute I parked, no matter what time it was, she was jumping out of the car to run in, and I'd look at my watch going, wait, Rebecca, there's somebody in there. 5 more minutes. So yeah, she loves being here, and
well, that's good.
Really enjoyed it.
That's good. Well, we really enjoyed her. How about you, Dad?
Yes.
You have any comments? That's a yes. Do you see any things different for her than when she came? Focused? Okay, a little bit more focused. Okay. And I know that math was, and like you're saying, it wasn't great so much, but even like solving problems and working through issues, we've seen her be able to do that better in our program.
And I also have to give her credit because she was on ADHD medicine. However, it only lasted a set number of hours.
Okay.
So after a full school day, she would come here and I mean, her most successful days were definitely Saturdays because it was first thing in the morning. But she had some good Monday and Wednesday sessions, and that was impressive for her to be able to.
Yeah. To really work past.
Focus longer, being pushed.
Okay. When she's being pushed, I see what you're saying.
That improved.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. We did see that too, even in her training, where she would at first, especially when it's timed, You know, it's like, okay, come on, you got to get this done, you got to get this done. And that may have been a struggle to work under those time constraints. But in pushing her as she went on in the program, we noticed that she was able to do that even better. Even better. Okay. Do y'all have any last words you'd like to say to someone who maybe is saying, okay, what else can I do? Because I love the part where you said it was like a part of the puzzle. Because it does. It's not always one thing. It could be several pieces that come together
and,
to treat the whole
as
person.
A parent, you want to do what's best for your child. And,
Yes.
You know, we always had everybody telling us you're doing a great job.
Yes.
But me personally, I always felt every time something happened that I was, a failure.
Yeah,
you
I know what you mean.
Even though people would be like, "Honey, you're doing the best you can."
Yes.
And, you know, and I just felt that, like I said, this was another piece of the puzzle, that just gave her that push that she needed to help focus and
That's great.
get where she needed to be.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you all both for coming and allowing us to work with Rebecca. We had a great time working with her. We learned a lot. She learned a lot, and we know that she's going to do very, very well. So thank you.